Hello, 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 and welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, everyone. Hello, HMB fans.
Hello, hello.
Here
Hello,
tonight.
everybody.
We have a very special co-host tonight. Oh my God. What a hoot he is. He's been on here before. He's like one of our favorites, like our other favorite special guest co-host. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce us so we can get started with this show because we have a fabulous show tonight. I am your girl Shalonda, known as Coach Shalonda. We have your girl Kim, known as Miss Serious K.
Hello.
And we have your girl, Miss Queen, known as Queen A. We're going to share something with you all HMB fans about Miss Queen A.
No.
But we have our very special guest co-host tonight. If I tell you, Lord. But Mr. Donald Abraham, known as Mr. It.
Oh,
Mr. It.
okay.
All about him.
Yeah, all right.
Welcome to the show, Donald. We're so excited to have you on tonight.
And it's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely.
Welcome back.
So how was
Welcome
everybody's
back.
week? Did everybody have a good week?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a very good week. Very good week. A lot of exciting things. A lot of great
Oh my
things.
God, it was a very good week. Serious K, was it a very good week for you?
Yes, I had an amazing week, as a matter of fact. So
Oh,
I got yeah, I did. It was. I had to, how like you go back and you say, you know what, I'm gonna work hard this week and not smart. So I worked smart this week and not hard. So I had an amazing week.
Gotcha.
I know that's right.
Donald, how was your week?
Fantastic. It was good.
So
It was hot,
I've
but it was good.
heard great, wonderful, amazing, fantastic. So I'm gonna do something a little different. Y'all know how I pull a quick one on you. So first of all, I want to say HMV fans, please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube page. Our producer is out on vacation, so we have an assistant tonight. Lord help us. This may be the blooper show, but just know
We got this. We got this.
and we're gonna carry on. But I want my
Yeah.
co-host tonight because we had such an amazing week. Can y'all tell me one thing that was so amazing? I want to hear from all of y'all. I'm gonna save Queen A for last. Okay, Serious K, let me hear. How was your week?
Well, I guess one amazing thing is
You say you were able
one
to
amazing thing.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just able to work smart and not hard. I decided to start like either taking off on Wednesdays or taking a half a day. And I use that day to either catch up on schoolwork or pamper myself. So I kind of did both. Like I went and got my lashes done and I did a little bit of schoolwork and I was able to take a nap on that Wednesday. So
Wow.
that was a good week for me. And then I also, so Shalonda, Coach Shalonda, you know how I am. I am kind of reserved and don't like to tell a lot of people my business and what's going on in my life. But I will be I found out this week that I will be graduating October 10th, and I'll be going to San Diego. So I'm excited about that. So,
Road trip. I'm going to San Diego.
We on the road.
I'm going to.
Congratulations.
everybody's invited. Everybody.
I know that's right.
Y'all gotta invite me. I'm showing up anyway.
I know you will, Lord.
For real.
Look,
We're going to always Donald support. That's what I love about him. He's always down for us. We always fighting with Donald, but he's always down for us. Always.
That's right.
Well, that is so exciting. That is an amazing. Congratulations, Series K. Oh my God. Congratulations. I encourage everybody. Hello, fam. We love you. Oh, our special co-host that comes on, Mr. Shafine. And our other special guest all the time, Miss Nikki. And we're going to give a special shout out to Nikki, too. Y'all know she's doing some fantastic
yes, she
out
is.
here. Lord have
Yes.
mercy.
Yes, she is.
Have y'all tried our cookies? Oh.
Amazing cookies. Good Lord have mercy.
Sinful.
She had to take a pause for a minute.
I'm sorry, Nikki, they sinful. And now she's got
Jesus.
this fabulous business that she's starting called I don't want to mess it up, Kim. Nicole Christian Tea.
Put it in the chat. Nicole,
Christian
put it in the
teas.
chat.
Christian
Put
teas.
your new business, and I mean, I will be getting me a few of them. Those Christian teas are on point. They are beautiful. I don't know if she's designing them or if she's just like telling them what, but they're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So definitely support.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, put your new business in the chat. Nicole Christian Teas.
Yes.
And where people can order those
Yes.
beautiful teas, honey.
Now, and how about the cookie company?
Yes.
Can I just tell y'all her news right quick? Did you see it?
Mhm.
She got an order for the freshman Spelman College.
Sinful.
She got a cookie order.
Spelman College?
Spelman College.
Yeah. Go ahead, girl.
University.
Yes. Woo, girl.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
You know what?
So excited.
Definitely blessing.
Yes. Black girl rock, honey. Black girl, what is it? Black girl magic or black girl rock? I guess.
Well, either way you say it, it's good.
All of it.
Donna, you doing your thing too. Tell us something exciting that happened to you this week. Come on, don't let the black men down. What happened?
Well, actually, a guy that used to work with me some years ago, I ended up getting him he worked with me. All right, let me start it. I used to ride him because he was young and stupid. Bottom line, not that way. He was young and stupid, smoking weed, all that crazy stuff. So I got him with a company. He's been with the same company doing construction for the last 9 years. And he called me the other day, said he don't smoke weed no more, and he just bought his first house.
Wow.
And he called to thank me because if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't even thought about buying a house or just stop smoking weed. So I was grateful that he actually told me about that.
Look at you, blessing lives. I think that's right.
Look at my Donald.
Well, I try.
It's all about not just Donald, but about the community. You go, Donald.
That's right.
Well, now you a family man, community man, church man,
talk show.
Do it all. Do it all.
That is so good.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Queen, tell us about your great, wonderful week. We want to know some good, juicy stuff too.
Yeah, let's tell us, Queen A, how was your week?
Talk about Queen A.
I'm not going to tell it all. It's just the beginning, and I'm not going to tell it all. I'll leave it for another show. But everyone knows I've been into the dating scene or looking to date. I was on hold for a while because my heart was with someone, but that didn't pan out. So I kind of opened myself up to dating. But one thing I would say is the minute you leave something alone, God opens up some doors. So one of my clients introduced me to someone that seems great so far. That's all I'm gonna have to say. It's a lot of good things that seem interesting about this guy, and we'll see where it goes.
Oh wow!
I'm not telling it all, but
we're talking about blind dates. So, is there a date in place? Do we have a date set?
So we were supposed to go out this weekend, but let me say this. I love a man who has a plan. I love a man who's intentional, who's very direct. He knows what he wants. He set our dates for the whole month.
Oh, yeah.
That was my big brother. So he already knows about the guy, but I want to hear it. I can tell he want to say a lot about that. But
do you approve, Donald?
Do you approve, Mr. Abraham?
This guy.
Yeah, listen. As long as she's safe and she's happy, I'm cool.
Awesome.
The main thing is safe because there's a lot of weirdos out there, but
Yeah.
But I think she knows what she got to do. She knows what she got to do.
My Lord.
Keep one hand on the mace and you'll be all right.
But one thing I would say is dating a man from the South, I have to make some adjustments.
Yes.
Because he's a very alpha male, and when I be, you know, he always tell me, look, you better tone down that alpha female in you. He's like, he's the man, he's running the shot. So he checks me. So, you know, that's a little challenging, but you know, it's a good thing. He knows what he wants. He's very intentional. He's very direct and firm in what he wants, and he doesn't play any games. So that's kind of scary a little bit. You know, Coach Shalonda asked me the question the other day, are you sure you're ready for, you know, a relationship with someone? I was like, yeah, of course. But, you know, maybe we need to tone it down and slow it down a little bit. But he knows exactly. He's not playing no games. Listen, he came in direct. Like I said, a client introduced us. And the minute, right when he was with the client, he texted me, he called me right after. And, you know, it was like 2 weeks ago. So he called me right after, and he just was like, listen, he was asking me a bunch of questions. I'm the one who typically asks questions. He's like, what do you want in life? What's your goals? I'm like, wait a minute. Like, we hold on for a second. So he came in very hardcore. And, you know, it kind of made me nervous a bit. But at the same time, I'm like, it was very intriguing. I was like, oh.
Well, you know what? All that's all well and good.
He is leaving.
Let's hear from Mr. Abraham.
Yes, that's great. That's nice. He's, you know, proactive. That's good. When he comes to pick you up, if he don't get out the car to open the door for you, don't get in. If you're walking with him and he don't open the door, don't go in. When the bill comes and he's talking about 2 separate checks, get your hat and get to moving.
Yeah, you get up and walk out.
Yeah, just leave.
I'll see you later.
And whatever restaurant you go to, if there's a clown on the sign, don't do it.
If it's a what?
A clown or a cartoon at the restaurant.
Oh my God. First of all.
He probably listening right now, probably say, oh no.
And you know, I love the fact though, he listens intently to what I'm saying, what I want. And just out of the conversation, he just kind of knew, and he just planned out dates based on what I was saying. So I said I want to be out of the box. I don't just want to just go to dinner or whatever, just do something out of the box. So he planned golf lessons, which I thought was very interesting.
Very nice.
Yeah, he planned kayaking.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, so it's very different. Okay.
Well, what did he have planned, Mr. Donald? I mean,
no, listen. Hey, the golf lessons is cool.
Yeah.
Kayaking on a new date, toss you overboard. You don't find you no more. That should be later on.
We have Shaheed going in the chat.
You agree with me, ain't he?
Wait a minute, child. Okay, great, Shaheed.
We need to bring Shaw on the show too.
But I think
he said the date for the whole month. Look, he's trying to lock it in already.
Yeah, I think that's really good, and it is proactive. You know, but one thing I immediately picked up with him scheduling the dates out for the month, just to make sure he has your time. Oh, that's all, y'all. Just to make sure he has your time. I mean, it's nothing harmful. I think, right, Donnie? I don't think it's anything harmful, but he just want to make sure that he reserves some of her time. So he really wants to spend, you know, that time with her. So let's keep in mind, they haven't had their first date yet. It will be, what did you say, next weekend? Or next
it was supposed to be this weekend. He's trying to convince, listen, he's in sales, so he know how to sell. So he keeps trying to sell me on why we should go out tomorrow instead of next week. So
oh my God.
Nah, he'll be all right. I mean, setting him up a month ahead of, a whole month in advance, that's great. That shows that he's interested.
Right.
Yeah. And you have
and he's, you know what?
Go ahead.
He's leaving room for no other man to get in. He's like, look, I'm making sure that, hey,
but it's 6 other days of the week, though. So, I mean, unless he set it up for every day.
No. It's just on the weekends. So it's just on the weekends.
Yeah. Just on the weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And we have Shaheed saying, you better tell him to take it day by day. And Nikki, control your time. Did he ask? So you have some overprotected fam.
You know what? But this is good because this was my thoughts. And Coach Shalonda and I had a whole discussion because she was like, girl, you're not ready. But I definitely want to get into a relationship. I definitely want marriage. That was a little bit of a concern for me that he was just kind of like planning, but he said he want to let me know, like, look, I'm not about games. I'm 49. I'm looking to move forward. I know we just getting to know one another, but I want to make sure that we get to know one another. So because of that, I'm going to set the intention, set the time, and we're going to get to know each other by going out on dates, by talking on the phone. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we shall see, y'all. She's going to keep us up to date. We're going to talk about some relationship stuff anyway, matters later in our topics. It seems like it's one of the first topics.
Shaheed said, make sure he got undercover crazy, please. He's going to ask you to marry in 2 months. Woo, now, Coach, I have to say this really quick. Coach Shalon and I got into a big discussion, right? Because I'm the type that I take my time in relationships. I move kind of slow because I want to make sure it's the right person. And Coach Shalon said, look, when it's the right person, you don't waste no time.
You ain't got to be wasting no time.
So she's saying to me, like, okay, right. What's the problem? What's the big deal? Why are you having an issue with him, being so forthcoming and knowing what he wants and wanting to schedule dates and so forth? And I'm like, because I mean, I'm ready, but just give it time. Like, just give me a little bit of time and just kind of let me get to know the person. Because when I get married, I want it to be for a lifetime. And I don't want to move quickly. And then later on, it blows up in our face and he's not it. So.
Well, listen, you could be engaged for 100 years, so you don't gotta walk down the aisle when he put the ring on your finger next week.
He said 100
But it sounds like he's gonna have a ring waiting for you next Saturday.
So,
you gonna get engaged? You never know.
So he said he trusts. So it was my client who introduced us to his client. My client is his friend. He said, "I trust his judgment. I trust what he said. He had a lot of raves about you, a lot of great things about you." And then talking, he's like, "Oh, so far I'm loving your personality and so forth and so forth." I mean, I like him so far. The only thing is that I guess because I am somewhat of an alpha female and he's very much an alpha male. So I'm telling you, he checks me a lot. He like, look, you better control that independent nature about you. So he's just kind of setting the tone and setting the pace like right away. That kind of like alarming to me. So yeah.
I think it's very good though. It's a very good discussion to have with my philosophy of what I believe and think that of age. I don't think the younger generation, maybe the 20s, 30s, or whatever, no, take your time because you don't even know yourself. But I definitely feel like, when you're in your 40s and at our age, you're like mid 40, we're like on this show, mid 40 on up to 50. You know what I'm saying? Starting at 45 on up. So we know ourselves. Yes, we grow and we learn something new every day, but we definitely have that foundation set. And, more than likely, now there may be a few of us that may want to, maybe some, of our age, a lot of our age that want to venture and become a cougar or whatever. But in our case, on the talk show, we're not interested in becoming cougars, at all. So, we want someone, of our age or, a few years older, someone that has experienced life and has, settled in life and just excelling in life. And you always know, and all of us know, we never want to admit it, but our gut let us know instantly when you meet someone, your gut will tell you, even if the gut does not know, okay, he cuckoo or she cuckoo, the gut would say, to warn you. That's a warning. Now, a lot of us are not aware of those warning signals and signs, but they're there and we can feel it. We may not hear it, but we can feel it. And it'll be something that will say, that will make us pause and, and take it back, a step. But, there have been so many instances in this world, with people, so many, not just, Queen A, with so many that have, her I was going to say significant other, but her friend.
Oh Lord.
He's saying, well, I got a good feeling about you or whatever, and men, now, Donna, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but men especially, I have heard plenty of men say, we know if she's going to be the one.
Yes, because when I met my wife,
Mm-hmm.
I knew 2 days later, no one, two
2
days
days.
later that she was going to be the one.
And she's the one, y'all. 20 some years later.
35, 30 something, whatever it was.
Wow.
There you have it. So
But
there
you
y'all
know
have it.
what? So this guy, he asked me today, earlier today, he said, look, I believe a woman, he said, I've heard that women typically knows when he's the one, like if she will consider and move towards him. So he asked me the question. I'm like, oh my God, like, could you give it a little bit of like time? And he's saying to me, he's like, well, I just, I like you. I know what I want. And so far, he said, I'm not saying get married tomorrow, but I'm looking to build. So he's like, I'm not looking to waste no time. And I want to know where you are. What do you want? And it's interesting because someone I met, I think it was like 2 years ago. Now, I had a strong interest in that one and thought he could have been the one possibly. And and I thought, I probably didn't pay attention to the red flags, but he was someone who just took, like, I guess he really didn't want it or want me, but he took his time and moved so slow. And now got someone who's like willing to move so fast. And I'm like, okay, wait, can we meet in the middle?
You know what though? You know what you got to do? Get to know him first.
Mhm.
Check his resume. I'm talking about everything. You
Right.
gotta. You're talking about getting
Yes.
married to this man, right?
I
You got to find out
that
if
one.
anybody in his family is, something's not right.
Mhm.
One thing you do have to check with him because it seems to me like he's running at 100 miles an hour. Now, I'm being serious now. Check to make sure he's not sick because anybody that wants to run like that,
Well, that's a
he
good.
might see something down the line. He might not. He might not have 5 years left on his life. Who knows? So you got to look into all of that, and
I ain't
you
trying
gotta-
Not even
you'll
that.
be well said.
and check his credit score because they know since him coming to a relationship, he's talking about
Yeah.
getting married. He's supposed to take care of you, and
Donald,
he got a 300 credit score.
Donald,
What happened?
trust me, he's well
Yeah.
said. If he do die in 5 years, she is taken care of for life.
Okay.
He's in the medical profession. So
Okay, well, he's good
yeah,
then. All right.
he's very-
But and then just with his
Okay.
background coming in, first of all, and I'm not saying everybody that's in medicine because we know, but I'm not saying everybody that comes, but his background is associated with, the connection is from a doctor and a businessman. I'm sure an investor or whatever he is, his friend that connected you guys, but. The one that's connected to his friend is a doctor. So it's some really good, strong associations there.
We're rooting for you. We're rooting for you, Kaneen. Everything gonna be all right. We
All
rooting
right,
for
y'all.
Yeah,
you.
Moving
yeah,
on.
but
Moving
he's
on.
Yeah,
I don't
leave my girl alone. She all
What
right.
did you say, Serious K?
Yeah, no, I was just saying I agree with what Donald said. Somebody moving that fast, you do kind of want to check his credentials, like even check to see how many times he has been married and how long did the marriages last. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
If there's record of that.
yeah, he's been married. He been divorced now for 5 years. He was married 15 years. And then
Okay.
he was engaged it was recent actually, and the engagement was broke off about a year and a half ago.
Okay, he seems pretty stable, but I know a lot of people don't like Steve Harvey, but one thing he did say that's true. Me, men pretty much know what they want and what they're gonna do with a woman, what position she's gonna play after 30 minutes of meeting that woman, and I believe that's true. I believe that to be true. So
100%. I love Steve Harvey.
you know,
He is. He makes a lot of good points. He has educated a lot of us lost.
yeah,
Well, he had enough practice being married 15 times or whatever he
You know
did.
what?
exactly.
That's the best
That's who
But
you
you know
want to
what?
listen to for real.
He wanted somebody his equal. He wanted
Yeah,
someone that was going to build with him. He didn't want to
yeah,
build nobody. So he was at a stage in his life where, you know what?
right.
I'm here. I need you to rock with me. We're going to ride. We're going to do this together. I can't try to move forward and pull you with me. That the other wife was a ball and chain to him. That's how I took it for everything he says about her.
Right.
I
But,
took her as something totally different. I mean, it wasn't good, but it was something totally different.
well, he don't like that woman, so he tell you that one.
Wow.
She wasn't looking to elevate him.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah, that's where I took it, Kim. Nikki in the comments says, my husband and I were engaged after 6 months and married 15 years, honey. So, you know, it don't take a long time, honey. It doesn't take, you definitely want to know. That's why premarital counseling and coaching is necessary and required almost. It's an obligation that, you know, you definitely, a requirement that you definitely need to, especially if you guys, if he's so for certain and you're like, oh my God, you're like, okay, but wait, you know, I don't feel that bad, but I just want to make sure I don't feel anything.
And that's how I feel. Like, I mean, he's sounding like he's certain, and I'm nervous behind that because I'm like, well, you know, I can't say yet. Like, it takes me time.
Right.
Like, I love to connect mentally first with a person. And we do have a mental connection, but I want the connection to grow. I wanted to nurture the connection rather than just jumping all in. Now he said, I'm not looking to get married right away, but he was like, if, you know, when we start meeting, we go out on a few dates. What's our status? Like, we can date, but are we dating exclusively? I'm like, hold on.
Whoa.
No.
So,
well, definitely keep us up to date.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Uh-oh. We're trying to get off of you, but our family. Okay. Nikki said, why did his last engagement end? I don't think you know. Do you know that?
No, he did. We talked about that. You know, he said, it's a long story, y'all. Okay. I don't want to make this show about but he did explain it. You know, they had their differences, and all right, just
okay. So Nikki,
we'll get back to you on that one.
It's kind of a long story. I don't want to go into the story.
No, we don't want to do that. I don't want to.
Right.
Let's move on to the actual
watching.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
That was one good hot topic, y'all. We're gonna flip it a little bit, and we're gonna talk about one of the hot topics that's in the media. Well, that was in the media. That's pertaining to our infamous Cardi B throwing a beautiful, lavish birthday party. I think it was third birthday party for her daughter. It was so beautiful, and oh my God. She gave her everything. They really set it up. You see the horse in the carriage. Oh my, it was just a beautiful princess birthday party for her 3-year-old. And I mean, you know, you can pull it up on YouTube and look and see, you know, all the things that were involved in it and just how they really invested in that, you know. I think her name is Culture, and her little 3-year-old birthday party. So it was a beautiful party. So we just wanted to highlight that and talk about, what do you guys feel about, you know, having those birthday parties? I'll start off with when I used to give it, of course, not a Cardi B little girl birthday party, but birthday parties for my little one when he was like, when he turned 1, when he turned 2, when he turned 3, and then I woke up. But throwing birthday was hundreds of dollars, and he was so little, he sat in my lap. First, when his 1-year-old, he sat in Dad's lap the whole time. Second 2-year-old, he sat in my lap, and then in his godmother's lap. And then 3-year-old, I can't even remember. But I mean, 1 to 3, it was like money spent. And I can ask him about it now. He's like, what? I actually had a SpongeBob cake. The cake alone was $110, you know. So how do you guys feel about, first of all, I love birthdays. That is like my favorite holiday, my favorite day of the year. I go all out for myself, and I definitely expect to be acknowledged on that particular day.
Wait, Coach Yolanda, tell them about the cake. I think, Kim, you probably were involved in this.
Kim was involved, Angie and Mo. I think you were too.
Well, I contributed, but I wasn't there. But so Coach Yolanda, she's a very sentimental type of person.
Yes.
And she had this everyone, you know, her friends pitched in and brought her this beautiful cake. And she wanted to save the cake. Like, it's pretty, you take pictures, but it's meant to be eaten.
Mhm.
I was so upset.
So when she got home, she was nearly in tears because she realized that her son had eaten the cake and has eaten the
Demolished
cake.
the cake.
Right. But it's like, well, Shalonda, the cake was
For
meant to be
eating.
eaten.
You know, and I stopped after that particular birthday. Was that my 40th birthday? I can't remember. I think it was the 40th
I
birthday.
can't
But
remember.
after that, I haven't bought a lavish cake since then because I'm like, if I gotta share it, I'm not getting no beautiful cake and share with y'all. Y'all can eat cupcakes.
Oh Lord.
But I like to keep it for, just for memory, like how you keep wedding cakes. Oh, I keep my birthday cakes. But I stopped buying those beautiful, beautiful cakes because I don't want nobody to destroy
But
it.
what would you do? Like, okay, so the cake sits there for a whole year taking up space. What do you do? Like,
Yes.
what is the purpose of the cake in the space?
It's just, you know what?
Exactly.
It's just something special to me and for me. It's just my own little vice. You know, we all have those vices. Come on, Donald, help me out here.
I can't rock with you on that one because I'm the total opposite when it comes, well, for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
It to me it's just whatever. That's how I look at it. But my family, I make sure that theirs is memorable.
Right, right.
Me, give me a cup of coffee, I'm happy. Leave me alone.
Oh, wow.
That's how it is. But my thing is I get joy in making them happy.
Uh-huh.
So I
Yeah.
tell my kids that all the time. I don't care what your financial situation is come holiday time, you make sure you take care of your mother.
Oh, beautiful.
I could not care less
Mm-hmm.
about me. It's not about me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how I feel about it. And it was actually one time my birthday actually came and somebody asked me, said, what'd you do for your birthday? I'm like, my birthday? What are you talking about? Your birthday was yesterday. Oh, okay. I forgot it was my birthday. I didn't listen.
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I
Oh
don't.
Lord.
Now, Donald gonna kill me for this.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
But I've known Donald for like over 20 years.
Right.
And Donald say, he does. He's very he puts the attention on other people, but I believe Donald loves the attention as well. So he's saying this, but I believe if someone wants to do a grand extravagant thing for his birthday.
No, I would accept it, but I wouldn't ask for it. I wouldn't ask for it. I will accept it. Yeah. I mean, I like the fact when I walk down the street and y'all turn your head and look at me. Yeah, I live for that. But no, I wouldn't say I need y'all to get together, go do a GoFundMe page and do this extravagant thing. No. But if y'all did it,
Those subtle hits, y'all. He'll throw subtle hits though.
nope.
Miss Lisa said yes and amen.
Nah.
Minister, yes, Lisa. That's his cousin. She knows him very well.
Nah,
Uh-oh.
Tell it.
listen.
Oh
The
my
day
God.
the day I'm not recognized, I'll probably lose my mind. But as long as I wake up every day and somebody actually know I'm here, I'm good. You don't got to go over the top with it. Just say,
Mhm.
"Hey, how you doing?" Recognize me. I'm good. I don't need
Mhm.
balloons and what was that thing? The horse-drawn buggies and all that. Nah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I love all of that. Like, oh my God. Well,
Yeah.
Sarah Kay, what do you think? You tell us. What do you think?
I don't know, my birthday, yeah, I do. I kind of, get a little selfish. And that's the only time of the year that I am selfish. I'm like, listen, it's my birthday. I do what I want to do and I can say what I want to say. I'm like over the top. And
And
they be
Sarah
like,
Kay, tell
okay,
them
you
what's
doing
so
a little too
special.
much.
Tell them what's extra special
Well,
about
my birthday is, yeah, my birthday is on Christmas Day.
Oh
So I
no.
kind of make sure that nobody forgets. You do not forget that it is my birthday. It's my day.
Oh
Okay.
my God, on Christmas, y'all. It's my birthday. It's all my
So she
birthday.
got to get two.
Yes.
So she got to get two presents. See, that's not fair.
Yes. Don't you
That's not fair.
you get a present for your birthday, right? You get a present for your birthday,
No,
Donald?
no.
You don't. Your wife
Yeah,
does
no.
give you a gift for your
No.
birthday.
They do.
Okay.
They do the right thing. But you should get either or. It shouldn't
Okay.
be both.
And
That's not
then,
fair.
It's
and for Christmas, what do you get? Do you get a gift for Christmas?
yeah.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. Same thing. Okay, same thing. So you got a gift for your birthday and for Christmas. So I get a gift for my birthday and for Christmas. That's how it
Okay.
goes.
Well, you get one or the other. You pick it out of a hat. You pick out which one you want.
It doesn't work like that. Oh no, I would be totally upset. It's real easy. When I was little, that's what my mama did. She like bought gifts and put 2 or 3 to the side. This your birthday, this Christmas. Simple.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference. I don't know all of them were for Christmas, but she just separated them.
Well, I would get you a pair of
But
shoes and give you the left one for your birthday and the right one for Christmas.
You know what?
oh Lord, see, see, you'll get kicked out of the house. You know what?
Yeah.
Go sleep on the street.
Queen A, what do you
No
think?
way.
Well, you know what? I am learning how to enjoy my birthday, and I think I spoke to you about this, Coach Shalonda. My birthday has been very hard, and just something from the past, and something a traumatic experience that I had on one of my birthdays on my sweet 16th, I believe it was. And since then, it's just been very kind of traumatic. So typically around my birthdays, I go into a whole state of, it's just it's something that I had to work through, but I am finally learning how to enjoy my birthday. Like this time I'm going back home to New York. So I'll be around friends and family for my birthday. So I'm excited about that. So now I'm finally learning how to really appreciate and enjoy my birthday. I usually go away someplace, and I've taken myself by myself, I went away at times and just pamper myself with to spas and stuff like that. So I am definitely learning to really enjoy and appreciate my birthdays.
Beautiful, beautiful.
When is your birthday?
September 10th.
Yeah.
3 weeks before mine. Okay, cool. I'll remember that.
Look. I want y'all to catch that. You see how he liked the attention, right? He had to bring it to. I wanted to y'all caught that, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to let people know. That's a slick way of letting people know when his birthday. Because he really wanted us to ask, "When is your birthday, Donald?"
Oh
yeah.
my God.
So Donald, when is your birthday, honey? When is your
I don't know. It's Christmas Day along with him.
Really? No, seriously, Donald, when is your birthday?
September 23rd.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my ex-husband's birthday. So
Oh Lord. That's why she bothered me all the time. Y'all don't see that?
That's too funny. Well, that's good. Birthdays are beautiful, so everyone definitely get in the mind.
And the way things are going now with people and all this death around, every year you should actually cherish it because
yes,
it's crazy now. It's bananas. It's really sad. So
yeah, and no days are promised, so you just never know.
live it the best way you can. Yeah. That's what I say.
Absolutely, count your blessings.
Have fun every day. Talk junk every day.
Nikki say her birthday is Mother's Day and my birthday for me. So she like both Mother's Day and my birthday. I'm thinking that her birthday is on Mother's Day, but Shalonda, Mother's Day changes every year.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments. But moving on, I think lavish birthdays are great. Just, kind of use a little wisdom in that because the kids don't remember. But if that's just something that you like doing because it makes you excited, doing that for your baby. Sometimes we can live through our kids by doing that because we wanted it when we were a little kid. And
sometimes people live through their kids.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say. Yeah,
They do.
Exactly.
So she made it. Her husband made it. So you know what? If they can do it, let them do it. I mean, the average person can't do that. So,
exactly.
But, to each his own.
And for them, like sometimes, when you want, like for me, if I go overboard with my son, it's just to, of course, want to make up for things. But also, like you said, Donald, you want to live it through them. And then when you have it, you want to spoil your kids, even though they don't care nothing about that. They're young. They're like, listen, they probably whining and crying. I want to go home. But to them, it's very special, and to create memories. So when they can go back and they can see, like my parents had something very nice and extravagant. So of course, it's for other people as well. But I do believe that they really love their children and they want the best for them. So they go out, they go all out and just create the best.
That's true.
Yeah. Some of the parties, y'all noticed some of the parties end up being a grown-ups party. Next thing you know, all their friends there, they bringing out the drinks and they all the kids looking
folks,
like
y'all. That's Black folks all day.
All day. All the time.
What about your daughter's birthday?
Huh?
What about your daughter's birthday?
Which one?
But either one of them, did you all have parties? Did you party afterwards? What
No,
happened?
because all of their birthdays are like within weeks apart,
Oh,
along with their mother. So we just do one big thing. I take all of them
Wow.
out. They choose where they want to go. We go, but I give each one of them their own individual gift.
oh,
So I
That's nice.
and the way they don't they want they want money.
most
So
women.
it makes it easy for me.
Listen, that's most women, okay?
Yeah,
Most women.
I just go to Zelle and I just send it. There you go. There you go. With
Right.
the memo say happy birthday.
Yeah. And
That's
it's
it.
definitely also Queen A is definitely our culture that turns the little one bird, not when they become teenagers because they do have a mind of their own and their parties are strictly for them if they want a party. A lot of them like the money and they like to go away and like maybe to the mall and party or whatever. They have their own thing going. But the little ones, it turns into, the neighborhood party, the family party,
Mhm.
in our community and our culture in particular, definitely, because I have definitely seen the difference with taking my little one to parties because he goes to an extremely diverse school. And, I've seen where I had to be on time for those birthday parties because they were over. When they were over in the 2 hours, they were over in the 2 hours. If it was three, it was three. Point blank period was not all
Okay.
was not on the porch, was not carrying it, none of that. It was the 2 hours. And I have gone to my little ones, taking them to birthday parties where they have been parties. The party started at 10 in the morning, 11, and it was over at 1. And it was over at 1. And it was over at 1. So yeah, there's definitely
Yeah.
a difference. And they don't get all into that extravagance either. So moving on, let's get back. We have an exciting topic to talk about. This is one of our main topics, y'all. We just finished talking about Queen A exciting rendezvous. So this one we're going to talk about. Y'all remember when um, Tabitha had to address Wendy Williams for Wendy Williams' comment that she made about when Tabitha says she has the opportunity to retire her husband. So she made this video and she was so excited, Tabitha. What's Tabitha Brown? The new, made this exciting video how she was able to retire her husband from the LAPD force. Who want their husband working? Okay. So retire him from, the police force, and he can go and do pursue his dreams or whatever it is that he has set in place to pursue purpose and live life. And so Wendy Williams got wind to it, you guys, and said, uh-uh. She said, yeah, that's what I did. And you see where I ended up. And then she had nerves to put bad words on their marriage and say, I see trouble coming or something like that, as I paraphrased. She saw trouble coming or
Yeah.
something. In other words, something could possibly happen to their marriage. And so our favorite Miss Tabitha got on her video to address, I wish we had that video, to address Miss Wendy Williams. And she said, you know how she talked. But one thing that stuck out when she told Wendy Williams that she wished that, or she hoped that she finds someone who will love her through her pain or love her when she's, in so
But
much
she's
pain,
not well.
when she's not well, such as Tabitha's husband, love her through the good. They've been together for years and years and years. And now look at how successful, they are. And so, I mean, look what happened to Wendy Williams.
Mhm.
And so Wendy, came across with that negative comment. Tabitha had to just cut off, like, hold up, player. That's how she really said.
And she was very smooth when she
She was
said
very
it
smooth. I mean, very Christian-like.
in a sarcastic way, though.
Yeah.
So, she taught us all something, especially me, like, oh, that's how you do it. Okay. So the question is,
Coach Yolanda demonstrated. Coach Yolanda, that's our actress. She's the actress here.
I don't
So,
remember.
out of the group, she's the actress, y'all.
Nikki said cussed her out in the King James Version. Okay. Hello, darling.
Mhm.
See?
She showed those beautiful teeth. She was like,
Yes.
It was so funny. But I mean, and it was, I'm telling you, we all could have taken some from Tabitha telling her off because she didn't do it in a way. Well, it was out there, where everybody got a hold to it because
Yes.
in a nice way. Wendy Williams said it. How she do it, y'all know how she does it. And so my thing is, so how do you feel? Because the roles were reversed, Donald. So how do you feel she was able to retire her husband versus him being able to retire her? Now they did say they made a pact in the beginning that, they went out to California. I think they're from North Carolina. So they went out to California for her to pursue her acting career, what she has now. And it takes time. Y'all know how it is out there in Hollywood. It takes time and everything. So it's some, up and down, up and down. And so he, got hired on the LAPD, the police force, and, to support the family and make sure all was good and just, take care of his family. And so, of course, she didn't want a husband. Now, who wants their husband out there or wife out, working as a cop? Nobody wants you in that, especially now, today, and a black cop too. No, absolutely not. So she was able to retire him. So because the roles are reversed, where the wife is able to retire the husband. How do you feel about that, Donald?
Well, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Because behind every successful black man, there was always a strong black woman.
I know that's right.
So,
you better say that.
So now by her retiring him from the police department is probably opening up doors. She's probably opening up doors for him, maybe to get into the same line of work that she's in on some capacity. Mm-hmm. So by saying retiring him, it might not just be retiring him so he's just on the couch every day. No, he's able to do other things.
Right.
But she probably never wanted him to be part of the police force, but he had to do what he had to do to take care of his family.
Exactly.
Now, as far as Wendy Williams goes, she would do anything for people to talk about her. Okay. Now, because her marriage didn't work, don't mean that the next person's marriage not. So she's bitter because her marriage hit the toilet because Kevin took it. I wouldn't say he took advantage of her, but he probably had to deal with her nonsense for so long. And he said, you know what? I'm going to cash out on this.
Yeah.
And he let her sit there with her tied wig and all these other people that sit there and listen to her. Because that's all she wants is a following of people just to keep her name relevant. Because if she didn't have controversy and being that this lady is big now, by her mentioning her name is going to keep Wendy Williams' name on people's lips. But the lady handled it from what you guys are saying, because I don't know the story. She handled it with class.
Yeah, she did.
You know what?
Yeah,
the video. I wish we did have the video. I have to maybe look for the video. But in the video, she addressed, and it was a controversial video because the way she addressed it, she said, "Today I get to retire my husband." So she spoke about how they came to LA. They were, they went through a lot. They didn't have the finances and so forth. And she said she worked her way up, and now she's able to retire her husband from from being a police officer. So it was a big controversial because people were saying, well, what does that make him look like? That you are going to be supporting him financially. You as the woman, as the breadwinner. Now she did in the video indicate that some people say that she didn't really say, well, he supported me until I got my career off the ground. So that was a big controversial topic, is that she didn't necessarily really address that too much, and she made it seem like it was about her. And that was what Wendy Williams was kind of, indicating as well. Now, I would say Wendy Williams, I definitely believe that she's very scornful about her husband. But Wendy Williams, sometimes she be calling it correct, though. And a lot of things she have said, because she's been in the industry very long, she does have experience. I'm not wishing nothing bad in that relationship. I pray to God, that they last and it all works out and they make a believer out of people who don't believe, especially when it comes to relationships. But I definitely want to say I commend her. I commend the both of them as a couple together. It seemed like he supported her until her career's off the ground. And now she looked like, look, honey, I want to give back to you now. So I love that. And that's what relationship says. It doesn't matter who, you both win together.
Absolutely. Serious K, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, this is what through thick and thin looks like in marriage, you
Yeah.
know. And she did in one of her previous videos. I think she like re-showed an old video about her talking about how, yeah, you know, she didn't have and he did you know, he did stand behind her, like while he was trying to pursue that career. She didn't have money and he was working. And they had a list of goals that they wanted to do, and they met like almost all of those goals. But like Shalonda, Coach Shalonda was saying, I love when she said that she prays that Wendy finds somebody that sees her when she's not well, because now Kevin didn't attend to his wife. He didn't see that something was going on because he was too busy over there attending to this other woman.
Right.
Yes.
Because Wendy, I don't care what nobody say,
Getting
Wendy
into
has
that
some
money.
issues. She has some things. Yeah. Okay. She has some things going on, and you know, I would retire my husband in a minute. My husband been on his job for 20 some years, and just like me, he stands on his feet all day, and he come home and he talks to me about the things that he's going through and have been going through on his job for all those years. And if I had the money, I would retire him too. I mean, I would, because I don't want to, you know, you don't, when you and your spouse are connected, you're one. When they hurt, you hurt. They suffer, you suffer.
Yeah.
So you want them to be comfortable and happy in what they're doing.
Yeah.
He need a brand new truck. I want to buy my husband a truck. And
Yes.
it's honestly, it's not like my husband can afford another truck. My husband don't like bills. My husband, like, if we buy some, if we get something, he want to buy it and pay it off. He don't want to finance. He want to pay it off. So
That's most
he like,
men.
yeah, you like car notes.
Most men.
Man after my own heart.
He like, yeah,
Man after my own heart. Drop the money on the table and drive out. Don't owe them people nothing.
that's him. That's what he like to
That's
do.
all men.
That's what he like to do. And I want to say Tabitha and Chance, the difference between their marriage and Wendy's, God was the center of their marriage. God was
That's
the
right.
head over everything. And she gave her grace because she could have cussed her out because she was in that woman's business and there was none of her business. And I don't think I ever heard Tabitha speak out about Wendy and what she had going on with her husband. Wendy was speaking from a place of pain. Me and Nikki is saying, people speak to you from where they are. If I'm hurting and I'm in a bad relationship, if you ask me for relationship advice, I'm going to give you what I'm going through.
Yes.
From my experience. I'm going to speak
Yeah.
from my experience. If I'm happy, I'm going to speak to you from that experience. That's why they say you have to watch who you talk to and who you get advice from. You have to listen to people and see where this is coming from. So Tabitha, honey, she is unbothered. The way she addressed it so eloquently, like somebody else said under that post, I want to make her mad because, babe, I want her to read me because that prayer that she laid out for Wendy, Wendy need to be texting her saying, girl, thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
So true, you know, and it's so sad because, you know, clearly she's still healing, and we know we walked with Wendy Williams, going through her everything that, you know, when she found out about her husband and how he just really just exploited their relationship and just put it all out there, and we walked through her with the divorce, and then just this year, y'all, it wasn't last year, it wasn't years ago, but just this year, she shared her story pertaining to him to give us like the meat and the core of this is how it really went down. This is what happened. And and we saw the documentary when she talked about that girl is in some serious, severe pain. And I pray and hope that Wendy is still going through counseling. She probably going to go through some years of counseling, you know, because I believe, you know, it messed with her psyche. So, you know, when you're healed, because you do want to hear from people that have gone through, I don't know if all of us have, you know, been through a divorce, but I'm sure most of us, it's so sad, but most of it, you do the numbers, every other Black person has gone through divorce and was able to remarry or be okay, you know. So you do want to hear from people that have had those experiences. One day she will be able to speak in you know, in good health, but right now she's not the person to speak because
you know,
she is currently in pain. Go ahead, Queen A.
She is, and I'm sorry, Donald, you want to say something?
Oh,
Y'all gotta understand though. Wendy spent her whole career
Yeah.
bashing people.
And that's how she got rich.
Yep.
That's her purpose.
She bashed. Yeah, but you can't continue. You can't just spend your whole career just beating up on people. Don't think it's gonna come back to you.
Right.
That's probably why her
Yeah.
marriage didn't work
That's
because
why
she was so
probably.
busy messing with everybody else's marriage.
And you know, Donald,
Mhm.
that is that's something to think about because she has spoken against a lot of marriages.
Everybody.
Yeah, and
She,
as
she
Queen
haven't said
said,
Yeah.
one positive thing about nobody. When
no,
she
but
says something positive, she always got something negative to roll right behind it.
and as Queen A said, we have watched her and those negative things that she said. It's unfortunate, but a lot of times they have came to pass, and it's an extremely unfortunate thing because we know, you know, Wendy Williams, she's all about the gossip. That's how she met. This woman
That's
is
how
Yeah.
she make her money. Yeah.
she is rich. She was able to give her husband, ex-husband, half of her fortune, and she is still good. You know what I'm saying? So she's
Yeah.
good as far as that part, but as far as her health, her wholeness, I hope she's in some clinical
You have
counseling.
seen, so you have seen recently, I don't know if you all watch her show, but in her show, you do see that it looks like she's not all there. Like maybe she's on
Not.
medicine or maybe she's just going through it. And she did indicate that she's going to therapy.
Oh,
So
good.
but
That's
when
good.
you heard her story and also you watched her story, you did see that she had several, traumas in her life and experiences in her life. And I'm pretty sure that's just a quick synopsis of what happened in her life. So it
Yes.
seems like she's still going through. And then on top of that, she's in the industry where she's hurt, like she's throwing darts at people. She's talking about people. It's coming back to her definitely.
Yeah.
So to keep doing that, to
Yeah.
keep being in that field and do that line of work, she has to go through therapy to get through to that. And also when it happened, the thing with Tabitha, once that happened, I saw her transformation in terms of how she looked. I could tell that it really ate her up, especially the way Tabitha came back at her.
Yeah.
And that whole week in her show, her thoughts was not there. She was just kind of off and, in a different way. She just seemed like she wasn't herself.
Yeah.
She's probably on medicine, but she has to be mindful because she did go through some addiction. So she had to be mindful as well what she's taking, but she's definitely in therapy. And I think that's something for her that's ongoing. But, some people, I don't know if they will ever get it together in that aspect. Some
Yeah.
people just, who they are that way for a reason. That's just who they are.
Yeah.
So,
And I
So
really
you got a black woman that got a lot of power, which is Wendy Williams. You got half the world listening to her, attacking another black woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like Oprah attacking somebody.
Right.
You just don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I really hope, now she,
Yeah.
and it's amazing because it takes money to make money. So, I would think that she would have gained enough wisdom to say, you know what? Yeah, I did that. And it made me my fortune. But that ain't how I want to end my life. That ain't how I want to leave my legacy because that's how people will remember her when her time is up. Messy Wendy Williams, always talk about people. And it's called karma when things come back on you. And and then who wants to all her life where she's gone through we saw her show her movie where she went through a lot trauma, like you said, Queen A, a lot of trauma, and worked so hard and built up this empire. And then you're miserable in your latter days. You should be enjoying and really growing. You should show a sign of evolution. And she doesn't show a sign of evolution at all in that sense. I thought at one point it was almost like she was getting in touch with herself when she did come out in the beginning. And she came out with her movie and her documentary. It was almost like she was trying to calm down a little bit, but then she just took a turn for the worse. It just went off, the bridge.
Right.
But the one thing that I do want to say, when couples do, because I think it's a beautiful thing. I'm the same way, Serious K. I would retire my mate, if something were to happen like that, and I know that because I think Tabitha said her husband has a nonprofit.
Yes.
Young men,
Yes.
something like that.
Young men, yeah.
So, and I think he does music or something like that. I think that too. But that's a beautiful thing. You can do that because that's what spouses are supposed to do: support one another in their dreams and purposes. Because your spouse, you and your spouse, y'all come together with your purpose. Y'all come together with your dreams, and and build, from there. Or expand in their instance, expand, in their case, expand from there. And so, and they have a show, Tab and Chance. I don't know if they still have that show that comes on Fridays, I believe, Friday mornings or whatever. But the one thing I want to say, when couples do make it, when they are doing very well, I think that it's even more important when they're out in the open. In their case, out in the open as they are, as Tab is, especially.
Mhm.
um Before, because they will build you up, the media will build you up, and they are waiting to tear you down, and they will use whatever little inkling.
Oh yeah.
We see it all the time. We see it all the time with these celebrities. So I would say, especially when your life is on the forefront, and it's okay if you want to live your life on the mainstream, nothing's wrong with that, because it gives
Yes.
so much inspiration to so many people. But I would definitely say, all the more keep God in the center, and then continue to get like some type of teaching in your marriage, or coaching or counseling, constant, to keep y'all centered and focused, because you can't get caught up. We're flesh. No one is perfect. So
Right.
you can say, oh, we got this. We had this for 20 years. We got this. Has it been that way for 20 years?
Right.
It has not been that way for 20 years. So things change, people change. But we have to understand that prayer changes all, changes people and changes things too. So you got to keep something in the center, keep God in the center, and then keep the things that cause you to grow, to continue to grow as a couple. Now that you're on another level as a couple, so that's the thing, and that's for any couple that you're growing as far as your business. Grow in your business, and also grow within yourself, and also grow with one another. So you want to take something and you want to do. You definitely want to expand in your mind and your mindset, the way you think, the way you do things, because it's going to change. That's just life. That's just the way
Nikki said, "Love conquers all."
it
And
does.
that in a nutshell is what it is. It definitely, and Coach Juan, I love everything you were just saying too. And sorry. So definitely, my screen is freezing.
We can see you. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Look, I'm trying to do multitasking, y'all. To be honest, I'm learning that. But definitely, love conquers all. And like Coach Wanda said, when God is in the center of your marriage and anything that you're doing in life, then you are definitely going to succeed. You're definitely going to overcome. And
Yep.
that's the bottom line. God has to be the center of all things and everything in your life.
Always use wisdom, never smartness.
Yes.
Wisdom. So moving on, speaking of purpose, finding your purpose, living a purposeful life. Let's talk about
Yes.
why do you do what you do? First of all, do we understand purpose? Our purpose? Do we even know what our purpose is? Come on, Donald, tell me.
Nobody knows what their purpose is.
Wow, that's a heavy statement.
Nobody knows. You got to find it. You got to find what is your purpose. Are you here just to take up space? Are you here to empower somebody, or you just here to take, or you here to give?
Wow.
Because a lot of people just sit on their tail and take, 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 take. For
Wow.
what reason? Like now with all this stimulus stuff that's out, people just snatching, snatching, snatching. But meanwhile, all of us go to work every day, and our taxes are going up because of the people that's taking. So
I'm
what is
snatching
their
it too, Donald.
well? Listen, what is their purpose? I mean, you sitting here breathing the same air that I'm breathing, but what are you accomplishing? Why are you here? What were you born to do? Not everybody was born to do the same thing, but what were you born to do?
Absolutely.
I didn't know what I was born to do until later on in life. So until you figure that out, everybody's gonna have a problem. My purpose is different than your purpose. You guys' purpose are to share what you share through this platform that you guys created,
Mhm.
right? Um, let's go to your friend Wendy Williams. Her purpose in life was to tear people down.
Oh
But,
God.
And
you know,
people have that purpose. That's true.
that's their purpose, to tear people down.
Yeah.
I believe, like I said, I didn't know that my purpose coming from my background was to look back at people who was like me and tell them the right way of doing things
Mhm.
by using my life as an example. I'm not saying that my life was all that bad, because it wasn't. I made decisions because I wanted to make them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so my purpose is now to look back and try to empower and teach the younger generation. So
Mm-hmm.
when I leave here, I can like, all right, for instance, with my line of work, I got a lot of apprentices coming in now that I'm instructing. And I tell them I'm just trying to give them the best knowledge that I got. So when I retire, they can continue building the union so I can have something coming into me in my latter years. Because if
Mm-hmm.
they don't get out there and go to work, there won't be nothing coming in. So my purpose today is to empower them and strengthen them and give them the knowledge in construction and safety and things of that nature to keep them moving. Because if it just stops, then technically my life stops when I
Mm-hmm.
retire, because I won't have anything coming in. Because once all of that stops.
Mhm.
Wow.
But
So
you
that's
know, if your purpose is to sit on your mother's couch eating Doritos and playing Fortnite, hey, that's your life. That's
But
what you want to do.
Donald, let
But
me say this. I
yes,
want to
ma'am.
read Mark Twain's quote because I think it's a powerful quote. It says, "The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why." So
Right.
Mark Twain said that. But also, I want to say this. Some people may know they become, they come to understand what their purpose is. But I think the most important is how do you actually put your purpose into practice? So, like for instance, some of us we go through life, and like you said, Donald, you didn't know till later on. I didn't know till later on. One thing I say my purpose is I am a messenger of God. I speak His word, whether it's written, whether it's oral, whether it's teaching. I believe I'm called to set minds free, and because of that, I felt in bondage in my mind for so long. I went through some things in my life where I had to learn how to be set free, and then also, being God's messenger. I didn't know that, but from the time I was younger, I kept saying I want to be a writer, I want to be a teacher. I didn't know why, not just a teacher in terms of teaching in school, but teaching life principles. So I didn't understand all of that until I got older. I didn't recognize it until I got older. And one thing I want to say as well is purpose. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be large. It can be as simple as making someone smile for the day. And when you are authentic and you feel, happy, now life is not always going to be happy, but when you are living in your purpose, you're gonna be authentic about it. You're gonna be walking in your truth. You won't have to lie, cheat, steal, or do any of that. And then also, you will be like you'll accept responsibility and accountability, right? So say you're living out your purpose, you're gonna understand that you made some mistakes, but you fall and you keep getting back up because you know this is your purpose to do such a thing. Now, purpose could be relationship, Coach Yolanda. It could, like I believe, like Coach Yolanda, she's called to relationships, and because of that, she may go through challenges. Kim, she's called to free people minds as well. Because of that, she may have some things in her mind that So it's like we all have our thing that we have to go through. And in that, we learn how to use that purpose for the greater good. The whole thing is getting a coach, getting someone who's going to hold you accountable so you can begin to live out your purpose in life. And seek God for wisdom. If you don't know, seek God for wisdom. Dive into one thing I say. I read Proverbs day in and day out because I wasn't sure of certain things in my life and where I was going. I asked God for wisdom. So I read Proverbs day in, day out. I begin to seek out a new type of crowd and read books that's going to help me become clear in who I am and what my purpose is in life. And as seasons change, your purpose will change. I'll say that.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Serious K, what are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I gotta say, to whom much is given, much is required.
Oh, yes.
So I feel like all the knowledge and all the wisdom that I have gained over the years through my trials and tribulations, they were meant to be shared with other people. I have a passion for helping people, giving back. I mean, that's just it just brings me a lot of satisfaction. That's just like my job. My job, I do hair, but I get more fulfillment out of making people happy when they leave my chair. Even if it's like I gave them a word of encouragement, or they came in and they said, hey, you know what? I was having a bad day, but after getting up out of the chair and talking to you, I'm having a better day. So I feel like my purpose is to be a help to others. Even with speaking to women about domestic violence issues, single mothers, talking to them, giving them words of encouragement. Um, and my hairstyling career is leading me to my second career, which is still a way of helping people. And I know that that sense of purpose of wanting to help people that comes from my grandmother. Because my grandmother, she was a big giver. Like, she gave to a lot of people. And I mean, like, at her funeral when she passed away, there were so many people there. And there was this one lady in particular, she talked about all the things that my grandmother did for her. And this lady, y'all, at the funeral, she passed out and she was under the coffin. And we like, who is this lady? Like, who is this woman? So my
Mhm.
mother, later on, my mother told me who the woman was. So the woman would be drunk and trying to get into her sister's house. And so my grandmother would open the door and tell her, come here, come over here. And she would let her in and she would feed her. So my grandmother did a lot for a lot of people. And I would witness her doing these things. And it was just embedded and embedded, in me. So, I mean, I just feel like the act of helping serve, that's my purpose, because like I say, I love it. It brings me so much joy, so much fulfillment, just to know that I made somebody day, just to know that, I mean, even just material things, monetary things. If I have anything that I have left to give, I feel like I need to be giving that to somebody. You know what I mean? Not like where I'm hungry, I ain't got nothing left, but I'm just saying anything in abundance, I feel like I need to find a way to give that to somebody. And God has even led me to do some people's hair for free. He said, okay, you know what? You don't need to charge this woman. You need to do her hair for free. And sometimes people have came in and I didn't know they was having like problems, like financial problems. And I say, you know what, girl, don't worry about it. Or just give me $20, something like that. And right now, even today, I know I have stylist friends. I still don't charge what I'm supposed to be charging for hair. And guess what? Y'all, God has blessed me so. He still made a way. I have never had my lights off. I have never done without. So I know
You
that
know what? When
helping
you
is
said
my
that,
purpose. And I
when
have
you
been blessed behind that.
when you said that, Kim, when you said like your lights and have never been turned off, it's like because you were really operating in your purpose, like you were really helping people, giving back to people. And I want to say when you
Yeah.
talked about the hair, you do people hair, and also you're studying, to become a psychologist. And it's like so you were already in the practice of your purpose, like you were
Yes.
already working with the mind and doing stuff with the head and the hair, and you were talking to people pouring out their problems onto you, so you were already practicing what your purpose is in life. And I want to say this though, Donald, Donald, I don't, he probably knows this already, but I believe Donald is called to bring joy to people, and because he makes me laugh all the time. Sometimes he don't even understand. Like I could have had a bad day. Sometimes I'll be ignoring down, like, oh God. But every time I talk to him,
Right.
he brings so much joy and he brings laughter. And and I just really thank God. It says a lot when someone can make you laugh and bring joy. And it's not just me, I watched Donald for years, and every time he come into an environment, like he has the crowd laughing and going. So he brings joy. But one thing I want to say as well is um, Jesus said in the Bible, "Who do you say I am?" So one thing to identify your purpose is understand, you don't, of course people are going to say something negative, but when a certain amount of people have a common thing that they say about you, that's kind of a calling of who you are. That kind of speaks to who you are. And it's like one thing, people always say, like, so say for instance, when it comes to relationships or coaching, people always tell me like I'm great in that aspect. When it comes to business, people always say I'm great in that aspect. I didn't see it at first. And it's like
Mhm.
common denominator is like every time I meet someone, they said the same exact thing. So, again, when Jesus said, "Who do you say I am?" Get to asking people, because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes people will see it before you see it. And people sometimes can define
Yeah.
you because we have blind spots as well. We don't see sometimes the greatness in us because we're so critical of who we are and what we do. And sometimes people look at us and they see something that we may not see. So sometimes ask people, don't ask people who's very not happy or not optimistic or not positive. Ask positive people. Who do you say I am? How do you identify me? What do you think I'm good at? What are my strengths? Just to get an idea of who you are and what some of your purposes in life is to do.
See, let me I like what Kim was saying,
Mhm.
because when I did have a barber some years ago, he would always say that everyone told him their problems.
Mhm.
Just like a bartender, you will tell the bartender and your barber and your beautician everything.
Yeah.
You will tell them your deepest, darkest secrets, but you won't tell your wife or your husband.
Yes. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
she definitely has to carry a lot of, and she probably hears stuff about people that she's probably, she's doing their hair. She's like, oh my God, I never knew that. I never knew that. But they confided in her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times they just
That's
want
true.
someone just to listen to them. They don't
Mhm.
want to hear nothing. They just want someone that they could just talk to. I
Mhm.
believe, listening to y'all,
Mhm.
one of my purposes is I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear.
Oh God,
And
yes.
my pastor actually said, you don't have any filters. No, I
Oh
don't have a filter,
I
because I'm
was
not going to
raised
tell
like
you.
that. You're right, Donald. I
I'm not going to tell you to
think
click
about
your
it.
heels 3 times like you in the Wizard of Oz and everything is going to be okay. No, I'm not doing that. So if you want to hear that, don't come to me.
Yeah.
Because if you come to me with you
Okay.
come to me and talk to me about something, I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna tell you what I believe it is. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what I know it is.
Mhm.
You telling me you
Mhm.
can't breathe, but yet you smoking cigarettes. So I'm gonna tell you to put down the cigarettes. I'm not gonna tell you to only smoke 2 a day. Put down the whole
Right.
pack. You know.
Okay.
Ask
So
the audience, do some of you know your purpose or know how to identify your purpose? And look, y'all, we have some coaches up in here. So look, you want to send us an email at Heart Mind Voice Show and let us know what you think. Put in the comments. Let us know what you think about your purpose. Anything you have to say concerning purpose, please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely. Coach Shalonda, look, she up there. I know something going on. She flirting, something
Yeah.
going on.
No, I'm just listening. I'm letting you guys take the floor. This is a very, deep topic. It's really not surface purpose. This is a part of your calling, a part of why you're here
Mhm.
on this earth. I would say though, purpose involves change. So, um, you know that you're in your purpose and that you're fulfilling purpose when you can direct change, when you see when something that you touch, something that you've said, something that that you were involved in, and you can see how there has been a change, a good change. So it may not change is rarely ever a good thing, a good feeling. It's rarely ever. And who wants to change? It's rarely ever because when you're changing, everything around you that involves you change. And a lot of times it's not a good feeling.
Mhm.
So when you see evolution behind something that you touch, your footprint has been there, and you see an evolution in there, you are fulfilling purpose. And Queen A, when you said that as season change, your purpose change, and I listened to Sirius K, and she said, I've been doing hair all these years, and it's leading me into you know, another career is coming up soon. And I'm like, wow,
Mhm.
it's changing. But like you said, it all matches though. It all connects. It all connect the dots. So her dealing with the hair and dealing with the mind and talking to people and helping people. I've sat in her chair and when you're having a heavy day and or something, you don't understand something, you just want someone to kind of give you clarity on an issue that you're dealing with. She's superb at it. She's very smart, very intelligent, not so much as smart, but intelligent, which is higher, greater, than someone that's just smart. But and it's God, it's an anointing that's that's over her life, and definitely when you're walking in your purpose, that anointing, because God gave us our purpose, our will to be here, and what we're supposed to do.
He said he knew us in the womb before we knew
exactly. So he's going to anoint us to fulfill and complete that purpose, whatever it is. And as we move on, as we complete one purpose, we complete one journey, we move on to the next journey, and we complete that, and we move on. You continue to evolve until the day that you rest and be with the good Lord. You continue, and I would definitely say I thank the Lord. At first, I was a little. When you do realize what your purpose is, or when God is bringing you to a season of a new purpose, sometimes we don't want to embrace those purposes. Like I didn't want to embrace God being God's. What? Nah. That's just me.
Oh, y'all, did y'all know that Coach Shalonda is also a minister, y'all?
We ain't gotta see all that.
No.
Yeah.
Because and Donald, look, we have two ministers in the house, y'all, and I don't know why they don't want to embrace it. And why they both like it.
I just looked up the word purpose. I'm cheating over here.
Okay.
It says the reason for which something exists.
Exactly.
Or is done, made, or used. So you say, what is your purpose? Now you can just flip it and say, why do you exist?
That's right.
Keneen said, God formed you. He knew what you were going to be in your mother's womb. So he knew. So when you came into concept, when you were born, you existed. So from that day forward, God knew what he was going to put you here to do.
Yes, Mr. Donald.
He knew. Oh, here we go. All right. He knew that Kim was going to be a beautician.
Go ahead.
That she was going to be able to help people that way. He knew that I was going to hit the street corner in a bad way, but save me to come off those street corners 10 plus years later to go back to the same street corner and rescue the people behind me.
Yes.
And then
what Paul said, he said, I had to become them in order to win them. Yes,
exactly. That's why I always tell you, I told you, Keneen, and I know Lisa gonna be in the chat with this one. This is why I don't like, civic attire and robes and all that stuff. No, because if I come at them like that, I'm like this. No, I want to come at them like this because I'm like you.
Yeah.
I'm a dress like you. No, I'm gonna have my pants up, but I'm gonna look like you. So we're on the same level. I'm not coming at them and throwing oil on them, throwing scriptures at them. No, I'm not doing that. That I'm not doing. There's a time and place for that. When I get them inside the church, now that's a different story. But when I come at them on the corner, at the club, in the park, or wherever it might be, I'm coming at them as Donald. They have no idea that I am a minister. Yeah. I never broadcast that. I never tell them that. I don't do that. That's just me. That's my own prerogative. And, a lot of people don't agree with it, but that's just me. But everybody has their purpose. You just got to know what your purpose is.
You do.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And one thing I was going to also mention was, oh Lord, I lost my train of thought. But also, okay, so it's important to leave a legacy. It's important. Don't laugh at me, y'all. I'm trying to do multiple. Look, I'm being a producer.
I know.
So one thing is leave a legacy. It's important to identify what people say about you. When you leave someone presence, what have they said? What impression have you left on them? Whether saying something encouraging, that's purposeful. Whether giving them something tangible, that's purposeful. But leaving a legacy with everyone you meet, leaving some type of legacy, leaving an imprint on somebody's mind, somebody's life, and how they have, and how you could impact them in major ways. So that's very important. And to me, that's just purposeful in itself.
That's
so
right.
living purposeful daily. It doesn't have to be a lifetime, but doing it daily, practicing it very daily by whoever you meet, whatever you do, leaving some type of legacy, leaving some type of imprint on that person's life. And that's very important.
Imagine just saying good morning to a person by you walk into a coffee shop. That person could have had the worst evening, the worst morning. They argue with their husband, their wife, whatever it is. They're in the coffee shop. You walk in, you smile, and you just say good morning.
Yes.
You could change that person's whole life around because you don't know what was in that person's mind. That person could have been thinking about maybe taking their life. Going, you never know. So you,
Donald, what did you say? What was that key word you just said? You could what? Change.
change. Yeah.
Yeah. That
Change
key
somebody.
word, change. Yeah, exerting purpose. Exerting purpose is
Yeah.
making a change for good. For good, when you can impact someone's life. You know what impacts me? What changes, if I'm having a bad day or whatever, is a smile. I love to laugh myself, but I also like to see it when someone smile at me. That if I'm having a bad day, that's what I would like to see.
I speak to everybody.
Yeah,
I go into a store, like stores in New York, bodegas, corner stores, or whatever. I walk in, I say, "Hey, everybody, how y'all doing?" They turn around looking like this guy's crazy. I speak to everybody in the place. That's just what I do. I'm not going to stop doing that, whether they like it or not. I just do it. I don't care. Get mad at me. I'll speak to you. If you look at me twice, I'm saying hello.
exactly.
That's just me. You can speak back if you don't want to. That's your business. But I did what I was supposed to do.
And when you're trying to be like somebody else, it don't feel right because it's not you.
It's not me. I'm not going to be that way. Like I tell you, my director told me, he's with the new apprentices, he said, you're too nice to them. I was like, I look at him like, this is why we don't deal with each other. I said, because something's really wrong with you. And now because he said I'm too nice, now I'm extra friendly. When they have break, I have my break with them.
Right.
When they go to lunch, I have lunch with them.
Yeah.
I know about their family. I know about their kids. I know their lives now. They only been with me a week. I know all about all 8 of them. I know everything I need to know about them.
Yes.
2 of them at a barbecue right now. I already know about it. Because I talk to them. He walk around mad.
Oh, it's gone.
This guy's out of his mind.
Bring it back.
I'm going away. Let's go. What's the next topic?
One of Donald's purpose is to talk.
Well, look, Coach Shalonda and Donald, they run neck. Look, y'all, they will have y'all on the phone, and we'll be on this show for hours, y'all.
That's right.
Hours.
We're gonna do our own show. Shalonda, we're gonna get together. We're gonna do our own show. We're gonna do a Jerry Lewis marathon. Or telethon, whatever he used to do, 24 hours. 24 hours of us.
But thank y'all so much. We have run out of time. We'll get to our other topics next week or sometime. But we are so excited you guys were able to join in. We love our family every time we are able to log in and have a deep conversation so that we can heal some hearts and renew some minds up in here. All through the power of being real. So thank y'all so much and in love. So much for tuning in. We've run out of time. We love you. We hope that you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Like and share on the Facebook. If it's the Lord's will, y'all have a beautiful, wonderful, and safe. Be safe. I
have one more thing to say, if you don't mind, Cole.
Go ahead.
I would like to make this official on the air tonight.
Oh, wait a minute.
Kim and Shalonda are now my little sisters.
Oh, okay.
I've been dealing with this for a while now. I figure I'll let y'all in.
Okay, no.
Thank you, Donald. I'm honored.
I know. I always had a spot for Kim. Kim was always going to be there. Shalonda had to, with you a little bit, but you all right. Because you too much like me, so I can't have you. Nah, y'all the best though. Thank y'all for having me as always. Thank you.
We're so glad. We hope that you come back. We'd love to have you. Thank you for the opportunity. I forgot, and I just want to pay honor and respect to. We just lost one of our old school Biz Markie. Yes. Our heart goes out to the family. We're definitely in our
Nobody beats the Biz.
Yes.
This year's been a rough year.
Yeah, he was like a fun-loving MC. So we definitely,
And nobody said, and what's really good, the stuff that I did see on social media was nobody said nothing negative about him.
Yeah,
say negative about him.
See, he was purposeful, y'all. He was purposeful.
Yes, he was. So we are.
But he said it though. He said I wasn't a great lyricist, but I was funny.
Yeah, he was.
That's what he said.
I like about him a lot. Yep. So our prayers definitely go out to his family, and may he rest in peace. And we love you, family. Y'all have a good week. We shall see y'all next Saturday.
And we can't wait for our producer. We miss her as well.
Yes.
Bye, girl.
Yes. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.